Good evening, friends. Oh, I'm so excited for tonight. I can hardly contain myself. All week I have been counting down the days for this particular Zoom. Not that others aren't good, but this is a very special one. And I want to introduce three very special people to all of you tonight. I know you're going to know some of them. You may not know all of them, but before the night's over, you're going to feel like we're all friends because that's what this is all about. This amazing Young Living community. But each of these individuals, who are all around the world, by the way, are very inspirational to me and have a very special place in my heart. So I'm so honored that they have all agreed to be here tonight. And we're going to start with the beautiful Danette Goodyear. So Danette joined Young Living 23 years ago, friends, with absolutely no intention of building a Young Living business. But she soon discovered the Young Living commitment to purity and overall effectiveness of the products. Her earliest goal was simply to get her oils paid for. But within 3 months of her enrollment, are you ready for this? She went to her first Young Living farm in France. 3 months she's been in Young Living and she finds herself in France. So while she was there, her time with Gary, working the land and watching the seed to seal process unfold, led to an unwavering commitment to Young Living and the business model. And also, she earned her first commission check, and it was $101.40. What a memorable time that must have been, Danette. So, through consistent sharing and dedication, she established herself as a loyal Young Living leader who continues to teach the life-changing difference made by Young Living products, the lifestyle, and the income opportunity. Danette is so thankful for her amazing team members all over the world that are ambassadors for the Young Living message of wellness, purpose, and abundance. And Danette is a crown diamond with Young Living, friends. And then up tonight, we also have Angel Gamba. And Angel is just precious. And I know you're not supposed to say that for a man. I know that's not like a thing, but Angel, you are precious. Angel is a graduate of the Young Living Academy, the very first graduating class, actually, from the Young Living Academy. Angel attended the Young Living Academy from 2010 to 2016. He says that was an experience that helped shape his career, discipline, and his heart for service. He's currently pursuing his medical degree at the University of Guayaquil, and he's in his 8th semester there. So he's wrapping that up pretty quickly. That's amazing. Angel works as a medical interpreter and an online English and Spanish tutor, combining his passion for communication with his desire to serve others. He began his professional journey working alongside Gary Young at Nova Vita as a medical assistant, an experience that deeply influenced his approach to health, service, and education. He later spent several years with Young Living as a customer service representative at the Experience Center in Ecuador. With a growing passion for both medicine and essential oils, Angel is committed to integrating scientific knowledge with a holistic approach to care. He continues to serve his community through volunteer work, including supporting students at the Young Living Academy, where his journey first began. Angel, we're so glad that you're here tonight. And last but certainly not least is my precious friend, Gretchen. So, Gretchen King Ann is a Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living, a rank that she's held for over a decade after joining Young Living 14 years ago. What began as a desire to support her family's health has grown into a powerful mission of wellness, leadership, and giving. She holds a degree in computer science from the University of British Columbia and an MBA in marketing from the Chinese University of Hong Kong. She is also an NLP practitioner. Gretchen is the author of 10 Oils to Help You Own a Successful Mindset, with 100% of the proceeds supporting the Young Living Foundation. A passionate advocate for service, she has been a top donor to the foundation since 2019 and is a legacy donor contributing to the Young Living Academy expansion in Ecuador. At her core, Gretchen is a wife, a mom, and a leader who finds her greatest joy in helping others grow, whether in their health or their business. Friends, we are so honored to have all of you here with us tonight. Without further ado, Danette, I'm going to turn this time over to you.
Hey, thank you. I'm so happy to be here with my friends from all over the world. So good. So welcome everyone. Happy to have you. I'm going to share my screen so we can go into some slides while we have a little chat together. So here we go. And we are going to try to move that. Da, da, da. View. Dun, dun, dun. Slideshow. Let's start there. Okay. I love this. Okay. So my first trip to Ecuador was in 2012. But Gary had started everything in 2008. And when he purchased the farm and really started working, and he just recognized such a great need in the community of Chongón, where our farm is located. And what happened there was he was driving by this building every day from the farm, going to town to get supplies and things as he was building the farm. And you actually see out here a paved road, but that was a dirt road at the time. Young Living paved that road. Uh, but when it was a dirt road, he had the windows open when he was driving by, and he heard coughing. And so he pulled up to the building and got out and looked inside and had no idea that this was a school. And he saw kids sitting on the floor, kids sitting on buckets as a seat, half broken chalkboard, and like no tools. And he was just heartbroken from this. So he went back. This is him building roads into the farm and macheting his way through 2,200 acres to create the farm. So he goes back to Mary and says, "Yeah, we need to build a school." And she was like, "Yeah, no, too much. You have too much on your plate. We do not have time to build a school. What are you talking about?" So he let that rest. And then later that day, he said, "I got to go to town. Why don't you come with me?" And so she said, "Okay." So they hop in the truck and they're coming by here. And he pulls into the school here and says, and she said, "What are we doing here?" And he says, I need to make a stop. Why don't you come in with me?" So she comes in and she peeks in and sees the same thing. And her heart breaks and she slaps him on the chest and said, "Well, what are you waiting for? Build him a school." So that is how this all started in around 2008. And most girls in Ecuador don't even make it to eighth grade or so. They're educated usually to about eighth grade. And so it is very precious to be able to look at this and see that Gary and Mary started the Young Living Academy with their own money. And then around that had created, that was the beginning of the Young Living Foundation. So Gary was always looking for opportunities to improve the communities around our farms and help the lives of our employees and their families. And this was exactly what needed to happen in the area. So they built one big building, the Young Living Academy, and this was original. I'm not sure what the entrance looks like now. It's been a few years since I've been there, but this was in 2012 what it looked like, and it was only a couple of years old at this point. And so I love seeing how much pride they took in it. And they were so excited when we all come. So I hope you get to go. You can either, when you hit the rank of platinum, Young Living sends you and a guest to actually go and experience, of course, the farm as well as the academy. But you can also go on the Young Living Foundation trips. So very, very special to be able to be there. And they're always so sweet. They are always ready, like have a performance, all dressed to the nines. This sweet little baseball team, like I can't even take it. So cute. Angel, I'm not sure if you played baseball. I didn't see you in this pic, but I love that they were just always so appreciative to Gary. And of course, Gary and Mary and the boys lived there for a few years. And so Many of these children were actually Jacob and Joseph's friends. So very sweet to see not only their friendship, but the huge appreciation they have for the youngs. So this was my first, we actually get to sponsor children at the academy, which means you are helping them with their books and their uniforms and anything they need that way. And they get food there as well that is grown on the farm. And now they grow their own food as well. So they are eating real, make sure that every child has at least one really nutritious meal a day, because sometimes they don't even get that in their homes. So this was my very first uh, uh, girl that I sponsored, and her name is Lady. And it was a very special time. This was the first round of kids that were sponsored. And Lady is now, she lives in Mexico, is married, lives in Mexico, and she's a vet tech. So super proud of her for all the reasons. And I love how much this is her sister Vivian with her, who I also sponsored once I found out about her on that trip. And uh, the families as well as the kids actually go and helped clean up all of the area and the school area. I believe it's one Saturday a month, unless, and Angel can correct me if that's changed in the recent uh, past, but I love how much pride they take in their school and the schoolyard. So here are my two girls, Lady and Vivian, super sweet. And then they always put on a big production. And what I love so much is that the kids have such great talent. And the whole, I mean, look how many, I mean, there's a handful of us, of course. There were only 35 of us on this trip. And all the rest are parents and people in the community. And let me see if this plays, because in the yellow right here, this is your next speaker, Angel, and he rocks it. Hope y'all can hear that. Is that it's gonna come? Can you hear that, Rhonda?
Oh, can you click the share sound?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I forgot where that was. Shoot.
Try to
Sorry, I forgot
stop
about
it
that.
and then resend it, reshare it, and then there's a little box that you can click um share sound, share computer sound or whatever. Or you can just click the share button again and then share the sound. We still can't hear.
Yeah, and I now I can't hear it either. I told it to share sound. So let's see here. Hmm. Okay. And that's okay. You don't need to hear it all, but you get to see Angel busting some moves there. And I was taking this for Lady, but we get to enjoy Angel at the same time. I love it. And what I really wanted to show you, look at the proud parents. Angel can also correct me if I'm wrong, but before the academy, where else would they have gotten to do something like this? Because it wasn't happening in that school cinder block building. So very sweet to see all the parents being so proud. And when we're there, we get to do some fun things. And there's Angel right there as well. But we got to on the farm when Gary built this 2,200 acre farm, there was no water on the farm. And as you know, you need water to grow plants. He had to dig two huge lakes, ponds to actually supply water for the plants that fill up during the wet season. And so that they have enough water for the 6 months of the dry season. But on the there, of course, Gary's got to have some sea-doos and things for everybody to enjoy. And so the kids had such a good time always being on there. So I love how they um, get to come and be with us, and we love that too. This is my mom and Angel drinking out of some coconuts, very sweet. And I wanted you to hear this video, but sorry that that's not working. But I love this. All that to say, Angel was already translating for people here, and this is 2012, right? So this is almost 14 years ago. And so he has been working on his English all these years and is so good at it. We're so proud of him. I just love that so much. So today, and Rhonda just shared these pictures with me. Uh, we have so many buildings on the property for not just that one. In fact, in 2013 we had two. Now we have scads of them. And this is, I love that things are in English and in Spanish so that it shows also what is taught there, right? And then gardens that are growing there too to actually feed the students and staff. So sweet. And now they actually have a covered basketball area and everything where they can do presentations and have so many great things. Because there's over 350, I want to say 385 or so kids now at the academy currently enrolled there. And great, great leaders in Ecuador being graduated each year. So I love this so much, and I'm going to hand this over to Angel, I think. But I want, oh, sorry. Let me also, I want to share one thing that this is a classroom that Rhonda took a picture of, and you can donate to actually build a classroom. And thanks to Young Living and our income that we get to do and get from our work with Young Living, we can actually do great things like this for people that really need it, as well as really appreciate it. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to hand this over to Angel.
Thank you so much, Danette. Those are amazing pictures. I'm just amazed seeing them. I remember that video. It wasn't in my mind, but I saw it and I said, I recall that. So this is awesome. Let me just share because I do have my slides as well. So, hmm, um, can you please let me know if we can see them? What happens is that just for you to know, I'm on my break at job, so I took a time. That's why I'm seeing my personal computer, but my work, like my setting is here. That's why I'm like this. But it's an honor to be here, and I'm so happy. I'm so proud as well of all of these community and all of these environment that we have created. And also it's so awesome to see these awesome people, these familiar faces. um we have shared some awesome experience with each of you. So thanks one more time to my dear friend Rhonda for inviting me here to share just a little bit of the impact and changes, I would say, a change in our path that in living, and like of course thanks to all of you guys are done and still doing for us. And so first, while I was doing all of these, I wanted just to start with this um phrase, and I'll say that, and I believe it's similar, the same thinking to my classmates, and I didn't always imagine that this life for myself. Um, so well, you can see those little pictures. I grew up in Guayaquil. It's one of the biggest city here in Ecuador. It's on the coast. And later, my family had to move to Chongón because we had a difficult situation, and were forced to move. My dad had this house because he wanted to build because he loves countryside, so he wanted to be like some house to go and be there on summer. So it wasn't planned. It was something that happened, and we were here. We had to adapt. I remember my first night here very clearly. We didn't even have a proper roof yet. So literally, I was laying in bed, looking at the sky. It felt strange and uncertain, but at the same time, it was the beginning of something we didn't understand yet. My family always focused on rebuilding everything step by step because of what the hard process we had. And as I grew up, I was like surrounded by people who worked really hard. My family, especially my cousins, like I'm the youngest of 15 cousins, so they all start working young. Most of them in constructions, some of them welding, mechanics, learning skills because they had to support their families. So I admire that. That was what I saw, and naturally I thought that my life will look something like that too. At the same time, my parents always pushed me to learn. And I remember my dad, when I was 10 years old, 10, 9 years old here in Chongón. I remember he was helping me because he's an engineer. So he was helping me to do some homeworks. And he realized that I was doing math wrong. Not because I couldn't, but because I hadn't been taught properly. So he got upset, of course. And that made me understand early on how important education really is. When it was time for a high school, I wanted to stay what felt familiar for me. I wanted to go like, to the same path. So I wanted to go to the same school as my cousins. But my dad had heard about a gringo school that had opened in Chongón, the American school, Young Living Academy, and he wanted me to try. I didn't want to because I was telling him that I didn't like the countryside, that I wanted the city, that I want to go to the same high schools that my cousins were attending. But we went anyway. And that day, we found out that the admission process had already passed. Registrations were months before, and that same day, they were taking the admission tests. So honestly, we didn't have expectations. But my mom still asked. Then I remember that the principal, back in that time, came out and explained to us that there was like a admission process that were months before. In like he said that, and today we are taking the admission test, and you are not prepared for it. And I remember answering very clear, I am ready to take any exam. At that time, I had been like the top of my class before, so I trusted what I knew. And I think that he saw that confidence because he just smiled and he gave me the opportunity. And guess what? A few days later, my mom checked the results and I had the highest score. And that's how everything started. Like getting into Young Living Academy felt completely different. It wasn't just a school, it was an environment where people actually paid attention to you. My class was small, so teachers were really they really knew us. They supported us and they cared about who we were becoming. And I was involved, as you saw. I was always raising my hand, always volunteering, always participating. If there was a presentation, I was there. If there was a performance, I was there. If there were visitors, I wanted to guide them. So I just liked being part of everything. Not a sports guy, but I was dancing. So that gave me a lot of exposure. We had the opportunity to interact with incredible people, including Dr. Garion and his family, and you guys. In being around Dr. Gary, even at a young age, was very impactful. You could feel the vision, the intention behind everything. As I said, it wasn't just a school, it was something built with purpose. And at the same time, I didn't know, but English was becoming part of my daily life. It wasn't just a subject anymore, it was something we were practicing constantly because we had to receive you guys. And I didn't know, but it was opening a completely new perspective and opening so many doors for me. Um, one of the most, I have a lot of memories. One of the most important moments happened for me on a music class. I will show you this first. While everyone was playing the flute, I was just staring at the piano. I don't know, I just couldn't stop looking at it. And my teacher noticed that. She spoke with my mom, with the principal, and they asked me if I wanted to study piano, and I said yes. So she went with my mom. They were to the Ecuadorian National Conservatory of Music, and they enrolled me. And this is one of the hardest places to get into because it's just, like, just one for the whole country. And guess what? I got accepted. From that moment on, my routine changed. I had school and then music classes several times a week. And I'm always I will always say that it is more than that. It is special that the school just was supporting that. 2 days a week, they allowed me to leave early so I could attend my music class that was like an hour and 30 minutes by bus. So they helped me, and I left. I left early 2 days a week. That kind of support is not normal. That is when I started to understand that they were not just teaching me, that they were investing in me. And I remember that same year for a Christmas, I received a small piano as a gift. And for me, it meant everything. It wasn't just an instrument, it was not a Christmas gift. It was a way of saying, we see you and we believe in you. As I grew older, the education became even more real. Sometimes our teachers would close the books and start talking about life. We had like classes where we stop like the normal class, and we start talking about how jobs work, how salaries are calculated, how to grow in an organization, how to build a resume, and that those things you don't usually learn in schools here. But also there is something important to understand um, about the real impact in Ecuador. Back in that time, around 2016, it's where I graduated the first prom. Only about 30% of the students who graduated from high school continued to university because their willingness, because the opportunities, because the cost. But in my class, 100% of us did. And most of us already had a place in a university before graduating. And that doesn't happen by accident. But also there is something important that I would like to mention. Due to government regulations, like here, the government sets the price or the monthly price for every school. Back in 2016, Young Living supposed to be charging every student $390 per month. My dad was like the only income we had at that time was my dad's income, and he was earning $280 a month. So realistically, it was not possible. Um, but guess what? At the academy, my family only paid $20 a month. With that, I had transportation, I had a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, also the opportunity to get in onto this to learn some new skills. Um, and where did the rest come from? From sponsors and donations. From people who decided to support students like me. I remember I had three sponsors throughout my journey. Um, those marvelous and wonderful families who decide and who chose to they chose to invest in my educations without any obligations. And honestly, I sometimes I call them sponsors, sometimes I call them angels. They really changed the direction of my life. I remember that the day of the graduation, Dr. Gary was like, talking about the things. It was a human, like a service trip that were here or was here. And after that, he came to sit like besides me, and he started to mention to me that he knew that I wanted to study medicine, and he would like me to learn the blood analysis or the blood work he did at Nova Vita. I didn't know that at that time. Now I know. So that he wanted me to go there. But honestly, and well, he offered me a job, and honestly, I thought at that time that it was just a gringo saying things among all of these people here, or like in front of my parents, just to be nice. And really I didn't like believe that. So I remember it was, and 2 days after, I received a call from Jacob because we were friends, and he was like, "My dad is waiting for you, and we're leaving today or tomorrow. You have to come now." And I did, and that's where like my life was still changing. Like it was changing and taking another direction. So I had the opportunity to work 4 years for Nova Vita, where I learned. I was in this medical environment, and I got really like good basis for all of my journey now. After that, and because of the horrible situation we had in 2020, they closed, and I had the opportunity to now to work for the Young Living store. So I was the representative of the like customer service agents, and that really helped me with the basis on school, that they help us to know how to grow an organization. And the experience I had in Young Living, right now I'm working as a medical interpreter for a US based company, and everything I do is professionally connected to what I learned here in Young Living Academy, and especially English and the medical environment in Nova Vita. So being at Nova Vita, I like knew that I wanted to that medicine is what I wanted for my life. And of course, with this, I was able to support my family just like they supported me. It was not just one income that we had, it was mine also. And now I have come back. I volunteer at the academy. I'm working with the team, helping connect students and sponsors, supporting the same process that once supported me. So really enjoying this time because it keeps me connected to the environment and to the people who shaped me. Um, I love this picture. So looking back, I understand something very clear. If that difficult family moment hadn't happened, if we hadn't to move, or if we weren't forced to move, if my dad hadn't asked, if that principal hadn't given me the opportunity, if those donations or if those sponsors hadn't said yes, my life will be completely different. And that's why I wanted to leave you with this. There are many students here in Chongón right now, just like I was. They have talent, they have potential. They just need someone that to believe in them. and that opportunity can really come from you. One opportunity can truly change a life. It changed mine. Thank you so much.
Angel, I- I'm telling you, I said I'm not crying tonight, and I'm not crying tonight. So, no leaky eye syndrome here. Okay, okay, Gretchen. Okay, Danette. It's hard, isn't it? So, Angel, I have been, I'm so proud of you. I am just, I am so proud of you. And all of the people, the lives that you have touched already in your life is amazing. So, as you continue on your journey, we just wish you all of the best. Keep doing what you're doing. You have the biggest heart of anyone that I know. You truly, truly do. You are a blessing to everyone that has the privilege of meeting you. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
I'm crying now. Thanks for inviting me, and really thank you because you were part of this. So you were part of this change.
It takes a village, doesn't it? And Gary and Mary had that vision. So that's where it all started. And so much of the time people ask me, why are you so loyal to Young Living? And forget about the products. We know the products are the best. You can't find better products anywhere. But the vision and the heart of Young Living resonates so deeply with me that no, I will always love and honor Young Living. I always will. April, I'm sorry, Angel. Thank you so much. Gretchen, friend,
Well,
welcome.
I didn't expect to be having this leaky eye syndrome, but as I as I was hearing Angel's sharing, I couldn't help but reminding myself the days that I was in Ecuador with Angel, which was like 10 years ago. I was actually there in 2016. I found a photo of me and him and Andrea on the Young Living Academy entrance, and this was what it used to look like. And you can see there is just one building and a small building on the side. And I was there again in 10 years later, around 10 years later. And now it's like the Nova Vita has now transformed into a little resort slash hotel. And with like rooms that are so beautiful here. Like it's just like a resort, like a really nice hotel there. And so this is 2024 when I went there 10 years later. And I want to show you this is during the platinum retreat, but I want to show you the academy. This is where this is during the platinum retreat, and so we get to see the kids doing performance on the field. And then they also have a new how do you pronounce it? Agroecologic agroecological farm. Yeah. So they actually recently bought a cacao farm where they're going to sell them as income for the academy, and as well as provide additional support to the community as well. And so what I see, and they're also raising their own chickens here, organic chickens on the side. And this is this is the farm. This is the garden inside the cacao farm, right next to it. And let me see. I didn't really prepare. I just searched from my Google album, so it's a little bit not organized. Okay, so I just want to share with you what I see from the academy, because a lot of times when we support a charity, we don't really see what's going on and probably how it's growing. But for me, I see that the money that I sent in is actually doing good things for the community and for the people in need, as well as they're not only looking for like money from our donors, as they also look for sustainable income. So from the cacao farm that they purchased a few years ago, they're looking for like they're looking for income, as well as also education on farming for the kids. And so I see that they are they're looking on the next level instead of just asking for money from donors. And this part is the new, it's also another new building that they have built a few years ago. It's the art, I think it's the art and media area. Is it, Angel? What how do you call it? The art.
Yes, that's the art and
Yeah,
media.
right?
Yes.
Art and media, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can see they use Gary Spriggs to build them. Yeah, this is during the presentation day. So they built this area right next to the big building. Okay. Okay, so this is the ribbon cutting, yeah, ceremony. Okay. So and then in 2025, I brought my family, my husband and my daughter, for the service trip. So I want to let you know that anyone can arrange a service trip and bring their own team. And as far as I know, I heard that if you bring 10 people, the leader gets to go for free, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So they actually encourage you to bring team and retreat over there. And I must say that the Finca Botanica farm is one of the, it's actually my favorite, the favorite farm. And you get to learn Young Living's Seed to Seal, and also the community and the foundation as well in one trip. And for me, traveling from Hong Kong all the way to Ecuador takes 30 hours to get there. So I'm sure it takes less for you guys from North America, right? So I really encourage you to bring your team members to go there and visit. It's so much, it's so different. And this is the science room at the library, and then this is the science room, and you see that they do have like really like, yeah, this is chemistry class. So let me see. Okay, and so this is the area now.
Less care and less water than foreign plants. So this is our living lab. What we do is
Oops.
that we invite other schools, public or private, to
Okay.
come to a visit so they can learn about our native flora.
So they not only teach academic classes, but also like real opportunity for you to get to learn how to farm, and they have their own like gardens, and the kids all know how to, you know, plant from like kindergarten. And what impressed me most is that you get to visit your sponsored child. And I want to share with you one of the slides I prepared recently for the YL Summit. Wait, let me see. So this is my sponsored child when I saw her in 2015 during my platinum retreat. I realized that it's actually 2016. So 10 years later, I went back again, and she's now taller than me. So you get to see a real person, not like someone fiction. And you also get to receive email letters from the kids that you sponsor. And so it's kind of amazing, because for me, I've sponsored kids from other charity organization. I never get this kind of I don't know, I don't want to call it service, but like response from a child, and I never get to like meet them in person. So I think for me it's really special. And so you can see from the points, education breaks the cycle of poverty. And from hearing from Angel, I really find that all children have their own potential, and if we give them a kick or support, they can do things that we will never be able to imagine. And for a long time, I thought that giving must be done quietly and behind the scenes. And so this has always been my belief. But until 2024, I contacted the academy, and I wanted to donate on behalf of my late grand aunt. And then I received the Spirit of Service Award from Young Living at the International Convention. I was actually very, very uncomfortable, because I don't know what other people will be thinking. And I felt that people might misread my heart. But then something beautiful started happening. People, after the award, immediately people come to me, and then they were like inspired, and they were like telling me that, oh, I didn't know you could do that through Young Living, and I didn't know I could, you know, choose a percentage. And then some even told me that they started giving monthly to the foundation. And so that was when I really understood what great kindness is. So this is 小善 in Chinese. It means small kindness, and a single act of kindness done privately, quietly, and hidden. And that was what I used to believe in, doing good without letting others know. But then afterwards, I realized what 大善, great kindness, means. Great kindness, 大善, isn't about doing a bigger act, isn't donating more money, but it's about kindness that multiplies, and kindness that ripples out And kindness that doesn't stay hidden because it's seen, it inspires more kindness. So, because I used to think that sharing about giving was showing off, but now I see that if it's shared with the right heart, it can actually be an invitation. So when I kept everything totally private, it was just an act of kindness. But then my story became public, and then suddenly it was not just me anymore. It became dozens of people, and then hundreds, and then everyone is choosing their own percentage and their own way of giving. So that is 大善, great kindness. Not a bigger gift, but a gift that inspires more gifts. So that was what I want for us. So I think two days ago when I saw Rhonda's post, I actually reached out to her and said I can share something about my project. And yeah, and so let me share about something about what I've shared last night or yesterday morning at the Wild Summit, because every one of us, can create our own engine for the philanthropy capacity. Because before Young Living, I gave when I could, but just small donations here and there. I cared, but I didn't have capacity. But after Young Living, that changed. I had capacity, and the kind that I can say yes when a need comes up without always thinking, can I afford it? So I think everyone can do it. It's just about how much heart we have. It's not about how much we have. So with Young Living Business, it's about time freedom and income freedom together to create an engine. And we can always create it, start off with small. Start low and go slow, right? This is what Gary always talks about. And I always quote Mary's saying about money in the hands of good people can do great things. So our business isn't just about money. It's about whose hands that money is in and what those hands choose to do with it. So I also want to talk about how we can build our own engine. The step one is to shift our mindset, because as I said, the engine can be a small engine right now, but engines can grow. Wherever you are, we can just start seeing our business not just an income, but as a vehicle for impact. And every bottle we share, every brand partner we sign up, and every rank we reach, that's all the fuel for this engine. And then step two is to start where we are. So it's not how much we have, but it's the heart that's really matter. And because we know a lot of people who have a lot and never give. So it's not really about how much we have, it's about what's inside. And maybe you can't give a huge amount right now, but that's okay. You can try round up your orders maybe, and because the foundation has a round up campaign, right? So small steady giving builds the habit of generosity. And so you can be flexible. You can just choose whatever amount of percentage you want to give to the foundation monthly. 1%, 5%, 10%, any percentage will do. As long as you start, that's the most important. So especially for some of you, this might be the missing piece, because some of our brand partners, I've heard of a lot of brand partners saying that they feel uneasy about making money from people that they care about. And this gives you another way, an opportunity, and you can share with a full heart, knowing that what you earn is going straight into changing lives. So this business can become whatever you want to be. For some, it's income. For others, it's impact. But for many of us, it's both. And then the third step is to find your why. So we can ask ourselves, what do we want our business to stand for? So we can go to the Young Living Foundation website and look into the projects. I saw that they actually have some new projects, and they're trying to, get entrepreneurs, especially women, to present about their new business, and then get donors or get supporters to support their business. So it's kind of like asking for angel funds from investors. So it's really impacting their lives as well. So if you find any project that makes your heart beat a little bit faster, that's the project you want. For me, it was children's education. But for you, it may be rounding up your orders, or maybe choosing a percentage. Maybe it's sponsoring a child. And maybe one day it will be 100%. So find your way and find your project. And when your heart is truly in it, giving doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It feels like a privilege. So I want to end by sharing with you a video that I created, and also I created from a music video, I can say, that I created using AI, that summarized the whole presentation that I did yesterday from the Young Living, from the YL Summit. So it's really beautiful, and got me into leaky eye syndrome as well. So I wanted to share with you as well.
I thought success was rank and time, a title and a life that looked just fine. Then freedom came and asked me why. What will you do with the rest of your life? My father's hands, my mother's heart, quiet giving, always there to start. A taxi driver, a humble home, taught me giving is where love is grown. Money in the hands of good people can build more than we'll ever see. Every bottle, every step forward turns into hope for a child's dream. This little business in my hands became an engine for the world. Purpose and prosperity flowing out to bless the earth. From Hong Kong streets to Ecuador skies, we laid bricks with our own hands and eyes. My daughter laughing with the kids at play. This is the legacy I want to give away. A classroom built in my grandaunt's name, Mary King's story carried in the flame. My grandaunt's memory, my parents' path. Now my daughter's turn to carry that. Some kindness happens quietly unseen, a private act, a gentle hidden seed. And some kindness shines like a guiding light, awakening hearts, inspire we more lives. When giving grows from one to many, when one small yes becomes a wave, simple kindness turns
Okay. So I hope you like it, and yeah, support the Young Living Foundation.
Wow, Gretchen, that was amazing. And I want to say a very heartfelt thank you to you, Gretchen, and to Danette, because you are both huge supporters financially of the foundation. And these things wouldn't happen without people like you. So thank you to both of you. You are both very inspiring.
Thank
So
you.
I appreciate everyone being here tonight. Um, until we get to see things up front and in person, it's hard to really have the vision, isn't it? So while
Yeah.
we understand that everyone can't just show up in Ecuador at the academy and at Nova Vida and the farm, we do pray that one day that will be possible for all of you. But we were hoping that we would bring that to you tonight. So I believe we've been successful in that. Thank you to Danette and to Gretchen and of course to Angel for sharing his story. Just seeing Angel and knowing his story, and he's just one. There were 364 students at that school this year. They continue to expand every year, and they're hoping and believing that there will be funds and space for 450 students this next session. So it's growing, and it's because of people like you and I, and we all can have just a little bit, like Gretchen says. We don't have to have the ability yet to write a huge check, but we can round up. We can give $5. We can do whatever. And we are doing a fundraiser. We have put a link in the in the chat. So please consider donating whatever you can if you feel so led. If you don't, it's perfectly fine. Absolutely no pressure. But I love being a part of something that's so much bigger than myself. And this is a way to do it. And this is just a little piece of the foundation, you guys. I don't want you to think that this is all there is to the Young Living Foundation, because it is so far beyond the academy. That's where it started, and of course it's huge. But the Young Living Foundation is doing phenomenal things literally around the world. So you get to choose where we want to spend our money and who we want to support and how we want that to look. So I encourage you to do that. Does anyone have any questions? I know it's a little bit past 8, but I don't want to hop off if you have questions that we could possibly answer about any of this, we would love to try to do so. So feel free to unmute yourself and do that. Um, as Gretchen mentioned, there are service trips that can be put together where literally you've got the trifecta. It's all right there. You can stay at Nova Vita in those beautiful new rooms. You can experience all the services at the spa there and that go far beyond all the things we're going to talk about tonight. And right down the road is the academy, and we can go visit the academy. So all of it is there. So a week there is phenomenal, friends. It's really, really phenomenal. So consider doing that, and I would encourage you to connect with whomever is your upline to help to make that possible for you, because it's a lot more affordable than you might think.
And actually, Experience YL has been doing service trips and Nova Vita Ecuador trips recently. I think, is it 1 or 2 a year, and that you can sign up yourself. You don't have to go in groups. And so I if by any chance you can't find a companion, or you can't find a big group, you can just sign up with Experience YL. Yeah.
That's excellent. That is excellent. Okay, well, I think that everyone is probably dealing with letting all this sink in and having maybe some leaky eye syndrome themselves.
Oh,
So I
I
want to
also
give,
shared the self-sustainable program that I recorded Nikki talking about it on YouTube, and I shared it in the chat.
oh, perfect. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. So if you guys didn't get that, go grab that, copy it so you have it.
Mhm.
You'll definitely want it. Okay. Well, I am just thrilled to have been in the
Thank you.
presence
Thank you so
of
much.
all of you tonight. It's been phenomenal. Again, thank you, Danette. Thank you, Gretchen. Angel had to go back to work. It's a work day, or work day. He works at night, a work night for him. So he had to jump off and do that. Um, but thank you to all of you who made time this evening to be here with us. We really appreciate you so much. And we pray that you will just go out and tell others what you heard tonight, because that's what happens person to person, right? And that's network marketing. It's such an amazing business model. If you haven't gotten on board with network marketing, friends, you are missing out. Not only are you able to serve countless people, but you're able then to often do the things that these ladies have been talking about doing tonight. And there's such a blessing. I have a very long list of things, people, organizations that I want to be able to support more and more and more. So this is a way to do it. Thank you, friends.